Today is not a good day. This is the 1-year anniversary of my husband's death. I'm Lucretia Garfield, and my husband was President James Garfield. Oh, it was terrible. Yet I have to keep myself together, especially when I have a visitor like you. Please sit down and I'll tell you a little bit about my life. I was born on April 19, 1832, in Hiram, Ohio. I was the first child born in our family and had 2 younger brothers and a younger sister. Therefore, the Rudolph family consisted of the 6 of us. I went to Garrettsville Public Grammar School from 1838 to 1847, and then I went on to boarding school, also in Garrettsville, Ohio, for 2 years. I studied all sorts of subjects there, including mathematics, science, music, geography, Latin, and Greek. I then attended the Hiram Eclectic Institute and was an editor and illustrator for one of our school magazines called The Eclectic Star. After I graduated from the institute, I became a teacher at the school, teaching algebra, French, and Latin. Later, I moved around taking on various teaching jobs of my own. I met a young man named James Garfield after I received a note from my former Greek teacher at the institute. We contacted one another, and he confessed to me that he was not positive that he wanted a commitment. I even found out that he was having a romance with another woman while we were courting. I was deeply upset, and I had even given up my teaching job to become a wife and hopefully a mother. With that aside, I soon returned to teaching, and in the summer of 1858, James proposed to me, and I accepted. We were married on November 11, 1858, but decided not to have a honeymoon. Instead, we moved into 2 rooms we had rented in a house in Hiram. Together, we had 7 children, including 2 daughters and 5 sons. Our oldest and youngest died when they were very little. However, I'm very blessed to know that I have 4 sons and a daughter who are alive and well. My time as First Lady was eventful but short. Not long after my husband was elected, I contracted malaria from the swamps located behind the executive mansion. Malaria could sometimes be deadly, and I was sent away by train to the coast to recover. Just a few days before I became sick, however, I hosted an open-air party, and a guest named Charles Guiteau commented that I was chatty and comfortable. Before I took my trip, Charles followed James and I to the train station, and apparently he had plans to shoot my husband on the way there, just for not receiving a government job. Fortunately, however, he did not shoot him and let me suffer any more than I already was at the time. However, I soon received the horrible news that Charles had shot James. It was July 2nd, 1881, and I remember it as if it happened only yesterday. I quickly returned home to be with my husband. I nursed him for more than 2 months, but sadly he lost his strength and passed away. Oh, it was such a long and dark day. I arranged his funeral service and took care of all of his political papers so that they could become historical documents someday. Nowadays, I spend most of my time just thinking about James and writing in my diary. Oh my, time does go by so quickly when you are engaged in such conversation. Thank you so much for stopping by.